All right, what's up, yins, guys? Here's another video for. You know what actually gets me about these newer cultures of this neo-hippie culture, and before anybody watching this, before you get pissed off right away, if this is not you, uh, then you don't need to get pissed off. I'm talking about another culture out there that I'm gonna talk about. Another thing that's like this too, that's like different versions of Zionism and all that stuff too. That there's like a different versions of it out there, different cultures, almost like uh, the reason why I even bring this up is almost just like you got like Zionism, some of these people that don't like each other. They're alike in a lot of ways, but they have something in common, a hypocrisy, and yet they are, even though they don't see themselves as dogma, they're dogma now. But okay, like say you get there's like a very noble type of hippie culture, right? It's a little bit better, and uh, but like even people looked at me prejudiced, people in different walks of life and different kinds of people. The way it will say out of nowhere, "Are you fucking hippie?" Calling me that. So but yet I can still say this. I see, because I got people that, whether it's hair length or look a little bit like me, why some of us don't like each other. And for example, people with hair length are different ways. Long hair longer than mine. I got dirty looks from that don't even know me. Like I'd say later in the video, how you get gang stalked by uh, some people. You can even have the same hair length as you or whatever too. They're jealous for whatever reasons. But okay, there's this shit that people don't want to talk about, like too. That okay, that don't get me wrong, I'm all for yeah, if you choose to never eat meat or whatever, or be pacifist or whatever, and I'm all for it. Matter of fact, I don't want to go on too far, but I'm going to use this as a quick example and not take over the whole video talking about it and jump subjects. But I think a couple of these people that trolled a couple of my videos that I have, the asshole cooking show, which they were. I think these people, you got them on YouTube, are one of these types of neo-hippie pacifist non-media user. And I think for one thing, this is not about meat eating controversy, but I'm saying, for example, there's people just buy food from the store. I don't want, when you got to kill it for whatever reason. There's a some of us would rather not do that, And if, but even I subscribe to a guy, a YouTube channel, Canadian Prepper. I mean, he even believes that he wouldn't have anybody in his survival group doing shit hits the fan if they enjoy uh, killing an animal too much instead of doing it on necessity. I mean, he'd rather, if they take too pleasure and too much thrill in it, may regard it as a threat, so to speak. So, but I don't want to go on too much about that. But yet, as a matter of fact, before anybody judges me too, I'm one of the biggest. In matter of fact, the shit that I actually have firm beliefs in, I have, some of these people don't even know. I'm the biggest consumer of dandelions of anybody on YouTube. I think I can say, unless you find somebody else, that I've consumed more dandelions than anybody that's a prepper on YouTube that I know of. Until you find somebody otherwise. So well, the reason why I'm saying that is because even though, yeah, I do a cooking show and I cook things, you buy from the store, I can convert totally to fruit, vegetables, and eat. And I've eaten uh, for entire meals, but then I can actually do that. And I think that some of these people that I can actually, even though they claim to be vegan, some of them, I don't know how many, I can tell for sure that I'm a firm believer in that I think I got over on them, where if you got a lot of places with abandoned lots and buildings where you see dandelions and a couple other different things growing. I show you little pictures and videos that on a round table, whole pal, and you can eat for free for a couple days. But yeah, that's another thing I'm throwing into parentheses though too. But what I actually really wanted to talk about too, that I'm this far in this video talking about that, I should say this separately, but I wanted to get that out. Okay, versions of these type of neo-hippie culture. It can be the people that troll an insignificant channel on that. Oh yeah, you're eating meat. You're like wrong with all that, and then hey, why don't you go after some of them other people? Like, you know what I mean? But I had a little bit of that. So I'm saying, for example, you get a couple people like that are probably these like you get the hypocrites out there, the neo-hippie culture that. Okay, like they also not only believe in non-meat eating, it's like pacifism, non-violence, and a pacifist thing. But you got some of these in your neighborhoods that are like that. But yet you look at them and all that, and some of them, not all of them, some of them in your neighborhood, they preach that. But yet they believe in not just the use of marijuana, which I'm okay with. If you as a medicine, if you do, if you know you can have the derivatives, you know, helping people that have seizures and all that, I'm all for it. You know, I don't hate it. I just don't want it forced down my throat and make it like, well, because everybody else is doing it now. I'm an asshole because I choose not to. But anyway, you got these ones now that not just legalizing marijuana, all right? They advocate and tolerate the use of all pills, all drugs, and they got all these friends that do this heroin. I'm not trying to offend anybody that's been in rehab and all that, but yet if you want to denounce it, unless you totally denounce it, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be put in a position where, oh, I have to apologize for myself because I walk around too proud of myself. And matter of fact, then act like he thinks he's so fucking better. Oh, who that? You know, the liberal types. And in a matter of fact, if I could give my secret to why I don't even smoke or do anything, which is mostly priorities and money, I wish I could give the ability and if it was a secret that I could give somebody like a thing or a secret behind it, like an instructional thing. I'd give it to anybody who wants it right there, but I mean, I just know what I know. I mean, just where my priorities were and the shit that I was always around, okay, which actually made me resent it and just rebel against it. But beyond that, I wish that I could, anybody that wants to totally be free of it as a burden. But anyway, you get these people, all right, that they want not just marijuana, want the use of all drugs. They don't eat meat like pacifists, right? But what do you see them? Since they tolerate all kind of other people that use other drugs, and even some of them buy drugs other than marijuana, believe in the use of pills, and they believe in even legitimate prescriptions. However, they get a legitimate prescription too, whether you sell or give away, and it's if somebody gives or offers you one, if you've ever been to their house, or whether a relative or somebody's friend or whatever the heck, or one of your neighbors, if you refuse and being offered a pill and you say you don't do that, they're offended and you're like some kind of asshole. Well, okay, they're in that culture, right? They also believe in their pacifists, right? And don't eat meat. They associate with people. Oh, this is what I'm getting at completely. That they're actually, but yet you see them, these different drugs and pills they're buying, and they do other drugs, and they believe, and their friends do. You got the ones that have these friends that do all these other drugs, and guess who they're buying them from? Double standards. You see it in some neighborhoods. These real rough-looking characters, and hey, I got friends that have all kind of tattoos that I work with too that look like that. I'm not saying just because they have a bunch of tattoos that's all their trouble on two legs, like Henry Roosevelt said. made a joke about, or in one of those things, and I'm like, no, of course not. But yeah, real rough characters, and they, some kind of loud music change, like, and real rough characters they're buying from in their cars and all that, the kind of ones that even if you speak some truth or they want to criticize you and you say something back the wrong way, that, yeah, the kinds that if you encounter, it's like, oh, give me, they give you this look and sarcasm, like, give me, that's literally an innuendo of, yeah, give me, they kind of are cordial in some way, sarcastic, but give me some excuse, motherfucker, and it'll turn out bad for you in a heartbeat. Yeah. But anyway, they buy their drugs from these people that are like real rough character types that have been known out there by many others that are a history of being violent and in and out of jail, right? That are actually violent. I'm not doing those stereotypes any kind of a way or prejudice, because some of us have friends. It's not tattoos or whatever. It's my point is. But yet they believe in pacifism. They'll talk about anybody they choose that there's like a political correctness, if you will. And not only that, my point that I've kind of been slow to get to too. Not only that, these people, not only that they buy their drugs from, not only they're known to be violent. Guess what? When they make their money and from selling these drugs, right? Guess what they're going out and eating with the money that they're making off of these hypocrites, these they're probably going out in Russia. They're fucking eating themselves a nice steak, probably medium or very rare. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? And it's, well, what is my thing getting to the point a little bit? I was a little slow getting to the point because I'm trying to say this without busting. You start busting out laughing when you actually trying to talk about this, because it's like you're not all like that, and like there's a kind of a hippieism in me that, like, I borrowed from a little bit of everything and made it more efficient for myself. You know what I mean? And there's content here that you got people around you that are okay people that used to do drug and rehab. And hey, I had a short time. If you guys want to hear the story later, I might end up telling you anyway. I visited different religions, and there was a guy when I was actually in the Mormon church for a period of time. God bless him. He was like stepped up in the Mormon religion. He used to be a heroin addict, and he raised some kids and everything. He had this great story where he was totally down in it. He's changed. But like I said, I got far enough into the Mormon church that I was actually baptized and ordained, and I'll tell you that story later. About if you guys want to hear it, you got this far. But my point too is, I'm not attacking anybody like that still on and off drugs necessarily, and if you changed, but there's a thing that I'm content here that I'm not allowed to even say at all in contact, and even suggest, because I'm judging people, but yet these other people out there are judging people too. About there's some nice people that are ex-addicts that you're not allowed to say shit in front of. You say suddenly, and you literally got to say, if you know some of them, you only say this shit around the ones you know enough, where you have this name, particular people's names that you use as a metaphor. It has to be people you know, and there's always a name of a particular individuals that are a metaphor for this. And matter of fact, I had a cousin that committed armed robbery, and he's probably going to be away for a long time. He was on and off shit, you know what I mean, too. That set a belief system that just fails, and if you don't get out right away, get out any way you can. But yet there's like a lot of shit that you're just not allowed to say, even around these certain kind of people. That you get some out there. They go, in the churches and a little bit of things, and they're on and off use drugs and all that yet. But like that one guy, but I know he, on a YouTube, I made a YouTube video about him one time that I made a point, but he was saying it to be smart in text about denouncing drugs, and I made a whole video responding to him. Absolutely, I could do it. That he wants to empower himself. He's some kind of religious nut or something. Don't like anything I do in my fitness videos or whatever too. I think I actually blocked him because he's had this weird obsession with me, too. That he was saying that saying kind of weird shit. I think he's fucking jealous. He doesn't hardly have any videos, but that's something later in parentheses that I talk in parentheses. And that dude needs to get his priorities straight either, but on a separate level. But anyway, you got these people out there, I'm trying to make my point here, where that you notice that there's these certain ones, that things you're not allowed to say, that you notice you ask them right away, just like that story I told somebody somewhere. I should say this in a separate video too, where I was at this Walmart and there was people at these tables that, mostly girls. They look like really nice and all that stuff too, selling jewelry and all scripture of God, but it looks like they were really coached. I'm not being mean or anything, but I noticed that when they're selling their jewelry, right? But this is something you should pay attention to, because you got to wonder, there are fakes out there that they're setting up to take your money, and I don't want to discourage you from giving to people that are like rehab. But I noticed that these very nice, polite girls out there, good looking, they probably get married someday and find the right guy and get to stay the hell away from that shit. But I noticed right away, a little bit trying to gradually ask them without being rude. You think some of these people that are off of this stuff in rehab, they would outright denounce it as denounce the lifestyle, but you got to question that. They don't. I give them a lot of chances to try to nudge them a little bit. It makes you kind of suspicious, because there's this weird ass code when you talk to some of these people that I noticed. Oh, I'm an asshole for just saying that, but yet I'm all for people changing. But there's some people out there that, and everything that I say, or even if you guys are a little like me, everything you and me say is wrong. But the ones that will attack me for something that I'm saying, and accuse me of this and that, if they want to attack me, I'll go and ask them, well, do you want to see the people free from all of this, right? If you're attacking me, right? You accuse me of attacking these people like I'm not giving anybody a fair chance, and on the contrary, I'm all for it. I mean, there's wonderful stories that are very cool. And if you ask the people that attack you on the behalf of these people, like you're attacking them, when you say, I had this argument on text with somebody that when I criticize these people that do that cutting thing, whatever you call it, they're like razors cutting themselves. They're called different ways. Cutters, they're called this and that. And they're attacking me for some little thing I said, right? Okay, I don't want to waste time on the video accusing me of this and that, and even said that stuff I do on YouTube, I need a reality check. Anybody projecting any kind of athletic prowess is worthless compared to somebody who's trying to overcome an addiction. So in other words, they're a handicapper general and a fucking equality extremist. And I asked this person that was attacking me and trolling me like this, well, do you want to see these cutters actually be free from the cutting, right? When you're attacking me before asking me extra questions and just already presuming, not even giving me a fair chance, right? And I say, well, if you're bent on attacking me, calling me this and that, I'm assuming you want to see these people that you claim I'm victimizing because of a little opinions. You do want to see them be free from it, right? And they didn't answer. They blocked me. You know what I mean, on YouTube. So anyway, the same thing with these kind of people too. Like, as far as any kind of drug or a lifestyle or whatever too. I think, and a lot of people, they want. I'm not attacking legalizing marijuana either, per se. I mean, I say you with the right attitude. I don't give a fuck if people smoke a bunch of joints right in front of me. But now you get these people now that when you talk to them, they're being a little passive aggressive. That they don't just want that. They want everybody to be on an equal, everybody in the population. They don't want nobody. They seem to like want the not just almost like the legalized marijuana. They want to. It's almost like a front that you got a lot of these people that are advocated. Not all of them. You notice that though some of them actually are not shy about it. They're open to just damn near anybody using it, and then they believe in the what one of our former governors are setting up a shop, which I'd make a whole video out of. That he's talking about, I'm willing to go to jail because I believe in this. Open up a shop where they can just, they need heroin. They go in there and just give you the injection. It's under the guise of saving lives. You know what I mean? And they just inject you, give it to you in a center for it. And when if they don't have money for it themselves, now it's going to get where they'll just walk right in there. And even people that get introduced, like say one of your kids get introduced to it by one of these people that go to this place, this ex-governor is setting up. I see it on my news in my state. One of your kids would have to be aware that these people that go to these places, they don't drag one of your teenage kids in there. If you don't got any money for the heroin, go in there and they'll even give you the heroin. This guy, I almost want to use this a little clip from the second Resident Evil movie, where they were hiding in the church and they found the priest in there with a leg or arm in somebody's hand and a zombie tied to the chair. And it was the priest's sister, right? And one of your main heroes goes, "Oh my God, you're feeding her? You're sick," That I should be using the clip from that. I should make a separate video about that. If you guys got this far in this video, you know what I mean. And but anyway, yeah. The reason why I'm bringing that up, if some of you guys that are small people that actually follow me this far, it all kind of comes together. These people, they advocate all that stuff too, and they'll call people, and they pick and choose who they hate because they eat meat, or they're anti-violent pacifists, and then the people that sell them the drugs, all the other drugs they advocate, and they want to even open up the centers where just go ahead and inject people with drugs and then even provide the heroin too, under the guise of being pro-life, and actually they're opening it up to damn near anybody that gets introduced to heroin that can come right in there. Literally, the people that are going in there can take, say, one of your teenage kids, if you're raising a teenage kid, or rather than get pissed off at me, say you were an ex-user of something and you have kids. It can be your worst fucking nightmare where one of your kids will be brought in there to go into one of these places and get the free heroin and become Jesus Christ, But I'm just being paranoid. Okay,